Hello. Thank you and congratulations for your presentation. It was very good. I'm Alexandra from Lisbon, from the International Fair of Lisbon. I would like to put a question to both. I think one of our biggest challenge is to create these communities, these online communities that in some sectors is much more easier, yeah, because people tweet and go, and it's very easy, so they can go along, and we don't need to do much things. But there are some sectors that it's much more difficult to create these communities. Do you have any ideas or experience or something that you know that can that we can do to promote these communities that, after all, will do some of the work for us?
I think one of the things that we've been doing is that part of, in GS, we have technological side of our company, the way we're developing apps. And I think anything that will, you know, an app that's based around encourage people to download an app, and if nothing else, get them to learn how to play with it, and it starts to get them to feed into learning a bit more about it. I think it's, and I'm very much of an age where I'm having to learn at speed as well, you know. I think I went to a presentation where somebody put up a slide on there, and it was literally 4 people leaning against a wall, and they were literally staring at their phone, and he answered to everybody. He says, "What do you think they're doing?" Obviously, most people stood up and said, "They're texting their friends." And he said, "No, they're talking to each other." And we all laughed, but actually, as Didier said, in the next 5 to 10 years, our whole world, the way people are communicating, the early 20s are going to be in their early 30s who are going to be the marketing people, and this is how they communicate. So I think that, to answer your question, is people of an older generation need to embrace it and just have to spend time doing that, and we need to maybe set up workshops to actually encourage them and teach them how to do this, but also try to get them to work with somebody from the younger generation as well that will help encourage them to do this, because this is going to happen regardless of whether we like it or not.
Yeah, just to rebound on what Mark said is how do you get here? And I'll talk to the digital natives in general. 77% of the digital native do everything through this. Email, SMS, video consumption, everything. And the other 23% who are not doing it yet say they have an intention to do that in the next year and a half. So this is becoming, and that's what I mentioned, Web 3.0 and the mobile revolution, this is becoming the consumption device of choice. So to create any kind of community, you need to find a way to get in here. I think that the second aspect of it is recognizing that whenever you do a show, you're basically bringing an industry together. And you therefore bringing whatever the number is, 5, 10, 25,000 brains into that. And at this point, and by the way, these people want to engage. It's not like you push an advertising on them or you pushed a clip or sponsorship logo, or they want to come. Now, how do you basically engage them one step further than simply having to visit a booth to do a sales transaction? How do you move from completely commerce-based to also be community-based? A lot of them will have similar interests. How do you, over the business side, put people that want to talk about similar issues and give them the opportunity to do that? So how do you move, from commerce to community to content? Because content is increasingly important for all of us. The number one in our membership survey for our own community, for the first time this year, research has become the number one member benefits for them. Everybody is trying to figure it out. Everybody is out there wondering what the new business model is going to look like. And the more you can basically have subject matter experts in any specific industry, because I would argue that's true for everybody, that can basically feed in, not only at the show. The show used to be the place where this is where the new product was released and you had to be there to see it. This is where the new state of the industry research was released, and the world goes too fast today. And so how do you keep on feeding the content and the conversation year-round is actually essential. And I'm not saying it's easy, because I don't think any of us have necessarily knowledge management capabilities within our own organization. And I'm not suggesting that all of a sudden you need to hire a staff of knowledge managers. But how do you think, again, of your show more as a platform of exchange for an entire industry versus simply a business development environment? Because it is going to be far more than that. And people will want to more as they go on a plane, away from their family, go on an airplane, go to the hotel, spend a week. They will want to be more tapped into than simply be a passive customer.
Okay.